As I mentioned, heirloom and heritage plants are really, it's not like it's a special variety, it's just a type of plant. It means that since the 1600s, pioneers and colonists brought plants from their native home to aid their survival in the New World. Many were native plants originally that had a special trait that tasted good, bloomed effortlessly, and thrived in kitchen gardens. So now you might ask, well, what's a kitchen garden? It is an enclosed garden to keep out marauders, but such rabbits or pigs, and also there's usually cattle because it was free range. And it would have a mixture of herbs, annuals, fruit, and vegetables. And it is the earliest garden known to mankind. So at the Heritage Gardener event, I've been studying the American kitchen garden and its evolution for, 40 years. I pulled together some research that I did back in 1978. It's that old. And I packaged it, and it's coming out as a paperback as a rough draft. And if any of you all are interested in helping me edit it, it's a big, thick thing. Thank you, Kenia. I was hoping to raise that arm. But I do really would like, if you just pay for the printing, it's not much. But it's a nice little book. And that way it has lists of what our forefathers used in their kitchen gardens and how they organized their properties, which is very little known. And these came from period texts at the Cherokee Garden Library in Atlanta, Georgia. And these books are part of the Elizabeth Woodburn collection that I studied as a young landscape architect and compiled all this research. And then my major professor said, you can't do that master's thesis after a year and a half of studying this. We need you to put it in context. Nobody knows what the American kitchen garden is. We've never heard of it before, and we're landscape architects. You need to tell people where it came from. So I had to do a book. My master's thesis is called The Early English Kitchen Garden, to show its evolution as the earliest garden for mankind. So those two little books will be quite interesting. One is about the evolution of garden design through history till 1800 AD, and then the other one picks up right about at 1800 AD in America and talks about what's in the gardens, or what was talked about being in the gardens for American settlers at that time. I just love that information. So I hope that you get a chance to at least look at that little book. I only printed 10 of them because it's really rough. Really rough. Really, really rough. It doesn't have pictures in it yet. So I need to cut out sections that are not good. So in the process of writing that book, I looked at what the Zachary Tolbert House, which is the site for this Heritage Gardener Symposium, where would the kitchen garden have been, and who might have been the mama of it, because it's usually women that create these places because they have medicinal, culinary, small things have to be protected. They're their heirloom plants. And we landed on the woman who married Mordecai Zachary was named Elmira Evelina Keener Zachary. She married a Zachary. She was a Keener from Cherokee. She's American. She was not a Cherokee Indian, but she grew up with them because her father was a missionary who did the Keener teaching session at Unicoi. I think that's right, in Unicoi. That's a pretty cool story. And so that is, we're talking 1832, 1852 is when she moved in there. And it was a boarding house, so she had to feed people, cure their horses, cure them, and sustain her 13 children. I mean, it's a pretty amazing story just about her. And she was one of 11 children who grew up in a 2-bedroom house in Cherokee. I think the whole thing's fascinating. So, well, that could be the mama of this garden, but of course there's nothing written about where she put it, what she would have grown. But knowing that she came from the Cherokee culture, she could read, write, speak, and sing Cherokee. And so she had to have known about their plants. So I'm in communication right now with Regional Leska, who's one of the tribal elders, to find out in the syllabary, the Sequoia syllabary, the Cherokee book of words, of symbols, if any of those actually mean a particular plant or a plant property or a smell or a cure. Is that not cool? Because I think there's one or two in there. So I should find that out hopefully by Wednesday, add more to the research. It's just fascinating when you get into research, you get to going down all these wormholes, and I've had a great time doing it.